Hey, what's happening, you guys? Credit to Will here from Sweetwater. Welcome to the channel, and thank you all for tuning in. Yo, I am super excited because I got a special guest who's gonna be joining me in the studio today. My guy, Kevin, he's an FL Studio expert. He knows a whole lot about this DAW, and he's gonna be showing me some cool tips and tricks, and hopefully you guys gain value, and you can utilize them inside of your beat-making sessions or whatever inside of FL. So if you guys wanna check out this DAW for yourself, then click the links in the description. That'll take you directly to our website, sweetwater.com, where you can find the software there, or you can just always reach out to your Sweetwater sales engineer. But y'all already know what's up, man. Let's dive in and let's get creative.
First tip is gonna be stem separation. So if you have an audio file right here, like this one, we have a song.
Like the stars glow, sun went down where your heart go.
And I wanna break out the stems. I can right click on my track and select extract stems from sample. And then I can select which type of stems I like. And then I can mute the source clip and then press extract. There you go.
Dope.
So we have all the stems.
So it automatically muted the first track and you just got all the stems separated.
Yep. So let's check out our vocals.
Eyes shine bright like the stars glow. Sun went down where your heart go. See what
That's
you
dope.
don't know, what you don't know. See what you don't know, what you don't know.
Oh, that's great.
That is dope, bro. That is super cool.
This is really great, even for mastering.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, I got a mastering that it was really heavy on the S's. So I was able to actually extract the stems from it and also use, here's another tip, the color view. If I go to options and select general settings and then select colorful waveforms, boom.
Oh, wow.
All my waveforms are colored. So now I can see, okay, there's some S's right here.
Eyes shine bright like the stars glow.
Bro.
Sun
And
went.
let's say I want to edit this part out. I'm going to right click and press C right here, my cut tool, slice tool. And then I'll press Option or Alt on PC, and then slice this part out, and then create my trims right here. And I can just lower my gain right there. And let's bring this down a little bit. And then, there we go.
Sun went down where your heart go.
I can clean that up a lot quicker than if I had to actually sit down and listen to the whole track.
And try to find where it's at. So this automatically locates them and highlights them for you in different color. That's super dope. Is this something in a newer update? Because I never knew this even existed.
Yeah, this is in FL21.
FL21 that.
So we also have this really powerful spectrum analyzer and analyzers in general. If I go to my master slot right here, and I go to slot 10 to have this on my last track, I can load up a wave candy. The wave candy consists of an oscilloscope, a spectrum analyzer, a meter, and a vector scope. As you can see here, it's kind of tiny, but I can resize this to be whatever size I want. So I'm gonna fit this one in right here, turn on the spectrum view, and check this out.
Sun went down where your heart go. See what you don't know, what you don't know. See what you don't know, what you don't know. Eyes shine bright like the stars glow.
And right now there's just a little issue because we're recording video, so the sample rate's not exactly correct, but you'll be able to see everything from 20K down to 20 hertz.
Sun went down where your heart go. See what you don't know.
And if we solo the vocals, it's very clear what's going on.
Sun went down where your heart go. See what you don't know, what you don't.
I don't know, I just find this to be like a really helpful plugin.
Sun went down where your heart go. See what you don't know, what you don't know.
If we had anything that was like masking, we could kind of see because it will glow up in white.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and right now this is showing me that this is mixed pretty well. Yeah.
Thank you. I mixed that. Yo, quick question. Do we have any other type of meters on there? So,
Yes.
oh yeah, okay. Well, we got meter.
So I go to meter, and right here it's loaded to peak mode. That's the first mode that's loaded.
Sun went down where your heart go.
However, we can go to ITUR BS1770.
Sun went down where your heart go. See what you don't know, what you don't know. See what you don't know, what you don't know.
And we can tell here that we're in spec, so we're roughly around 13. So it's good for streaming. So next up we have is multiple playlists. So let's say we're remixing this track right here, and we had another set of drones that we might want to bring in to the session. I can have that completely in a different arrangement view. And over here I have other drums. It's a completely different tempo, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can quickly add a new track or a new arrangement window, and then I don't have to copy the instruments that I have here. And I'm gonna call this remix, and then I can drag whatever other things I want from here. So let's say I wanted to bring the vocals in and the drums, I can highlight them. Make sure I get all of them. Press Control C. Go to the other arrangement. Press Control V. And now I can start off making a new version of the song.
Yeah, that's dope. That's really cool.
It's great for remixers. People are doing different versions of the same song. Maybe you're going to do the DJ edit. So you got to add those 32 bars in so you can do that in a separate arrangement. So we have direct wave. And let me open up a new project to show you the potential of this. So let's say a buddy of mine doesn't have a VST. Let's say I have Harmor, and my buddy doesn't have Harmor, and I'm working on a project with him. Well, if I try to send him the project, he's not going to be able to open it up, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he's using another DAW, or he doesn't have that plugin. Now, what I could do here in FL Studio is right-click on an instrument and select Create Direct Wave Instrument. So this will create a multi-sampled copy of my instrument. So I'm going to call this Harmor, and then I'm going to set it to save in FL Studio folder. I'll select Save. And it's going to ask me how many notes do I want to sample. And I think this should be fine for now. I'm going to press Start. By the way, it asked me the resampling quality, the bit depth, and whatnot. Of course, if you want the highest quality possible, you can send it up to 24. Okay, and now here we have our sample instrument. It's gonna be a little quiet by default because Harmor always lowers everything down like 5 dB. So there we go, there's our sample. Again, if you go back to the sampler, Corrector with instrument, you can change the bars, the max length, and the release. So if you wanted to smooth out or release, you can do that. You could also, like I said, 32-bit float. And here's the kicker. You can also enable insert effects. So if I were to add,
If you have all of your, go ahead. Oh, my bad. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let your imagination run. You could have your distortion in there. You could have your reverb in there, and that will also sample it.
Oh, that's fire, bro. That's dope. And you can do it on your Master Effects as well.
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
Cool.
So this is all encompassing. Again, you could send it. You can use it to send this to a buddy, or for a recall for yourself later, in case you don't want to reload that plugin and that same channel again. You could do that. Yeah.
That's dope. That's super cool.
There's also a Patcherize feature. If I right-click on Harmor now, if I go to Patcherize, this is going to load it inside a Patcher instance. Are you familiar with Patcher at all?
No, I'm not familiar with it. I'm not familiar with it. Go ahead and let me know what's up.
So you can think about Harmor as another plugin host inside FL Studio that lets you do rerouting and parallel processing as well. So let's say if I want to add a reverb, I could go to my plugins, grab reverb, load it into Patcher, and route part of my signal into the reverb, and back out to my output in FL Studio, which is just going to my mixer, insert one in this case. And if I play some notes here, I get that sound with reverb. If I want to make it more wet and completely dry. And now this is on the parallel chain. So let's say I wanted to add distortion to the main line, but not to the reverb. I can come back up here, go to fast distortion. I can drag it in here. You could usually just drag it into the actual patcher itself. Let me detach this for a second. Let me open up this window again and go in here. And now I can actually drag it straight into the cable.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and let's do a little bit of a mix to not have it to be too distorted.
So is this actually creating, like, are those plugins on the actual insert of the channel, or is actually on the plugin itself?
It's on the plugin itself inside the channel rack.
Whoa, that's dope. That's dope. So you're creating your own. Can you save this as like your own instrument?
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
now-
fire.
So you can create surfaces for them. So you can add GUIs for them. So let's say I wanted to do a knob. I
What?
can make a let's say a like cog wheel with the blue filter. I can stop the editing, right click to activate this. I can go to Harmor and I'll activate the phaser mix on the Harmor and then activate it right there. When I go back to Harmor, there's a little red dot right there. So I can grab knob 1, link it to Harmor. And now if I have Harmor right here and my surface over here, and I move this, the phaser will also move.
Bro, that's dope.
And now here's the kicker. I can load up multiple things to this. So I can also change the mix and have it route to the mix as well. So now it's gonna move both the Harmor
Oh, and
the-
the actual distortion.
and the actual distortion.
Oh, that's fire, bro.
So let me play this back.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So the other tip we have is note glides. Now, the note glide comes from the fact that FL Studio has its own little like musical notation type of thing. It's not like MIDI. It works alongside MIDI, but it's doing its all like MP sort of thing before MP was a thing. So we're actually able to, for example, write a note in, and then I'm gonna click on another note. Let's choose the G, and I'm gonna change the color of the G. I'm gonna set it to be, let's say, orange, and then I'm gonna click this guy, make it a little bit longer, select it again, and then I'm gonna double click on the note and select slide. Now this is gonna slide down over here, and this C, I'm gonna have it extended as well, and I'm gonna have it slide up to this G. So let me actually pitch this up higher.
That's fire.
So I'm able to control the pitch modulation on the notes independently based on the MIDI channel or colors inside of FL Studio.
So you change the colors, then it automatically. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it links that. So now whenever I put this note parameter, note lighting parameter, it's only going to affect the green note. The next tip we got is the use of new time, which is a time stretcher, time warper. So if I have a drum loop right here, the groove is quite nice. Now, if I did want to make a change to it, I would want to go to right-click on this and select Time Warp Sample. And now this is going to load up into new time. And we can see here that we have my entire loop, all 8 bars of it, or 4 bars in this case. So now here inside new time, I can select, let's say, the hi-hat. I'm going to press Shift to create a new marker, and I can change part of the groove around. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more to try to line that guy up exactly on the grid. Now this is not something I would necessarily want to do with this loop, but I'm just trying to show you guys. Press Option, and I can stretch this out.
Drag it freely.
Yep. The same thing with this one. Let's say I wanted to add it, press Shift, add a marker, then Option, and drag this around. Let's play this from the beginning. So it definitely sounds very different than the rest of the notes. But let's say you had something that
Like a vocal or something, and you want to nudge it over just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it will definitely do the trick. And the transient response is also still quite good. If you did want to quantize these, like really hard quantize them, you could also do that. There's the snap to grid right here. So you could make it 1/4 beat, and then even change your groove and whatnot if you did have all those markers in there. So here we have a vocal.
You always listen what they said, alright. Not to me, not to me. You deny being selfish, that's a lie.
Now I think she sings quite well, so I think she'll be a good example to show on the pitch corrector, which is called new tone in FL. And here it is.
You always listen what they said, alright.
So if I want to change the melody here, I could do so.
You always listen what they said, alright.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Not
And maybe I could move this guy up, and then this one all the way here.
You always listen what they said, alright.
That one's a little much for my taste. Let's bring it back down. Let's see.
You always listen what they said, alright.
A little bit better.
Yeah,
But-
that's
but-
dope. Yeah.
But it's a good way to start remixing. And then to add this back into the playlist, I can click this button right here, and it'll send the new version, number 2, to the playlist. So that you can actually start to make harmonies with this and stack them up.
Like pitch it up a little bit and make your own harmonies. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pitch correct sample. And then,
You always listen what they said, alright.
so let's press Control A to select all of them. And then I'll move them, I think with the option, I can just move them a few semitones. Or how do you say that? Sense. There you go. So just a little bit. And then put this back into the playlist. And then let's move them a few down. Add it back to the playlist. And then we'll pan this one hard left, this one hard right. Lower the volume a bit.
You always listen what they said, alright. Not to me.
And of course, we could actually go and move the notes around, make it more realistic and less phasey. Let's just move these a tiny bit. Command, option.
You always listen what they said, alright.
That's dope.
Not to me. Not to me.
That's money right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You deny
That was
being
too easy.
selfish, that's a lie. I'm still here.
So users, when they typically are looking for samples, they're quickly looking, to find something that's pretty cool. Well, with the browser, you can hear them out. But what if you're trying to, go through like a field recording or something like that? Well, this, workflow is not really that well. So we actually started implementing a preview window, so you can click through different parts of the sample. Now, this is most effectively shown with the field recording. So let's pull some of them up. So here I have your sounds from. So I think it was the
metal.
metal, right?
Yeah.
Clanging. Yeah, so I can quickly find the right sample that I'm looking for. So I think this one, that little zing right there, I know that that's the correct sound I'm looking for. So I'm gonna either drag it into my audio editor, and I can select here, and then I'm gonna trim this to just this part of the sample.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's a super fast workflow, yeah.
So then I can just drag this now into my playlist, and I can use that as an accent, for example. It's one of those things that if you are new to FL, you probably didn't see, and if you're old to FL, you probably just ignore that thing.
I know for a fact I've ignored it, so that's pretty cool. That's a dope tip, man.
And I gotta let you know, I have one last tip,
What's that? What you got?
and that's that FL Studio has lifetime free updates. So that means that if you bought it 10 years ago, you got update today, and you're on the latest version of FL.
Yo, that is awesome, bro. So there you have it. That is 10 different tips and tricks that you can utilize inside of FL Studio today. Until next time, be awesome and be creative.